So half of this, here. And half peroxide. If it's not that dirty, not that mucky, you may not need peroxide. Just take a look at it. If it's really mucky and hard, it'll have to bathe to get off. Okay. If it's just a bit, what do you call it? A bit of phlegm on it, and it's not that sticky, the brush itself might be enough. And equal parts. I'm going to put gloves on. Of course, you don't need to have gloves. I don't have your germs, I have my germs. So that's why I put gloves on. Even with good clean hands in here, I just like wearing gloves. Right. So now we have our clean one, that's sterile, it's right out of the bag. So we'll put it in and then just take that one out and put it in there. So the first thing you do, we'll get your speaking valve off. Just anywhere there if you want to. Put it in here because I will take a look at it. Make sure everything's looking well. Now I want you to brace, whether it's, you can hold like this flange here. You can hold it and then turn it off, or whatever's comfortable. As long as you hold it, you have to just catch your breath. It's not a race. Well, it's that tight, eh? There you go. Perfect. And just stick it right in this one. Catch your breath. And always realize there's no real speed at which you have to do this. As you've noticed, being as comfortable and slow and gentle as possible is probably the best for you, of course. Just take your time. Okay, just relax, just relax.
No, I know, but
just relax again. Just like, let's see if I can place where it's supposed to. Just leave it there for a second, okay? Just give me 2 seconds. It may not have been seated properly right in there, because I noticed that it wasn't right close to the skin, so underneath it wasn't really fitting in properly. It's so strange. So it is an 8, but it's not wanting to lock in place. So that could be as far as it'll go. So just try and sort of unlock it and just secure. Because really, like that much force, like it took me a lot of force to get it off. Like that's too much. And you know full well, if there's that much force, it's not going to fire out, or it's not going to disappear for any sort of, it's not going to unlock itself and fire out. So it's loose now, so I just want you to sort of just secure it. So in and just snug. That's lots, exactly, that's lots. Just catch your breath, okay? So now actually look at this. On the inside you'll actually see if it's dirty at all. And if you look in there, It's looking whistly clean. I don't see any issues at all. If you do have to clean it, I tend to use these guys. On a brush, I have never used on it, but these guys I have, and I've just gone inside and rubbed around. And I always actually check and make sure that, you see how the valve will move? See how it moves? I just make sure the valve moves. If it's not moving, then I try and actually dry it out, let it dry, and then try and just de-seat it again. So this guy, I'll give to you, and come back on. Alrighty, so now the business. So you could let that bathe in there for hours, it doesn't really matter. I tell people an average 10 minutes. 10 minutes will allow anything soft, sorry, anything hard to be soft. The softer it is, the better it's going to clean up. It looks bigger than it is because if you ever put hydrogen peroxide in any flesh, it bubbles. It quadruples in size. First thing I do is usually push the brush through. Get out as much stuff as I can.
Let them know I'm disconnecting these wires for now. Okay.
You can see some hard spots that haven't come off yet. So you can just leave it in there and let it sit longer. It's not a race. Realize that's why we have more than one cannula. The inner cannula is your safety. And if it plugs up, you take it out, put another one. And as long as you have that safety one, there's no big deal. If, God forbid, you had so much phlegm that you're plugging every 10 minutes, you might run into the fact that, oh my gosh, my trake's plugged. And you may have to decannulate the whole thing, take the whole thing out and clean it, put it back. I've never had to do that in 23 years, but could it happen? Yes, it could. I have not seen everything in my profession. I would like to say I have, but I've not. And that's a downfall. There is always things that may happen that I've not seen yet. I like to think not, because I've been working for 23 years. You think I've seen most, but not everything yet. It's twice now I put it through, and it's looking pretty good. Is it clean quite yet? No. So I'm going to leave it sit there, make this off in the sink. So you could do it in the sink as well. Hot water, just make sure that before you put it back anywhere, or dry it, you rinse it off with that boiled water that I mentioned. Because boiled water, it won't have any germs in it. So really it's probably going to be the best stuff for rinsing. You don't have to buy sterile water like we have, or sterile saline. We just have buckets around here, so that's what we use. It saves us waiting for the tap, or saves boiling water and stuff.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. I will try and get a different 8 to see if we can find one that fits better. But for now, we know it goes in there, it fits well, it just won't lock in place. Why? I don't know. Because it's same company, same stuff. I'm hoping this one will fit in place. I hope maybe we didn't strip it a bit. Because you see, looking forearms, you have a lot of force, so it is plastic, so we may have warped it a bit, but it doesn't matter, it's secure, it's not going to fall out. And that's the most important thing. Whether it locks in place or not, that doesn't matter. You still want it loose and rattling there. You just want it snug. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Excellent.
Guess I'm a little late for all the lessons.
Yeah, well, no, he just took it out. We just let it bathe a bit in half and half. And now we're just sort of making sure everything's clean. I did this twice, and then this is the last time. And all I'm doing with my finger, see how the brush wants to go through? There? I'm actually allowing it to go all the way through this way. That's all that my finger's doing. So that came out clean, I didn't see any funny stuff. So now I'll go rinse it in the sink and then bathe it in this guy, which is our clean water. Or actually that's saline. I was telling you The best thing about having a safety is there's no urgency of pulling one out, having to put another one back in.
Right.
They have that extra cannula that we can use, which is fantastic to say the least. And that is it. Of course, since I have the luxury of changing my gloves, I will. Yes.
I got one too. Yours is bigger.
Correct speaking. Yeah, we.
Did you video some of it? Oh, it's still on?
Okay. Almost a minute, you didn't really piece that much. But if we have it on, we can just transfer a link like that.
Oh, garbage, huh?
Hmm?
Yeah.
No garbage, taped garbage anymore.
Yeah, he said he was going to put it back, but he never did.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, bye-bye. And we'll try and keep a couple of these for you as well, so you can have those at home. These you may not get at home.
The little trays, you mean?
Yeah, there are some companies that may stock them and sell them, but you don't need all that fancy stuff that we have. It really is just extra stuff. Like half the stuff I never use. I never use these pipe cleaners.
Right.
I never use these ties. I rarely use these guys. These guys usually I only use for cleaning the speaking valve. And these tweezers, the first thing I do is just chuck those in the garbage. I never use them, right? So you can see that stuff there is pretty much garbage. This, because we have it, I'll use it, but even for that, I don't really have a use for it. So I think the only thing I really used was the trays, which could be any bowl.
Right.
And I used the little tiny bottle brush. So if you have a bottle brush, 2 trays, that's that's not,
Your
it is,
kit.
that's 90% of your supplies.
Yeah.
Like peroxide, easy to get. Boiled water, pretty easy to get. So this guy usually I let it rinse around. I usually pick it up and make sure the water runs through it.
And that was just peroxide that you soaked in over there?
Half
and half,
peroxide,
yeah. Bubbly.
and half water, yeah.
And went all bubbly like that. Yeah.
So this, I just try and get as much water as possible. Like that. That's it.
That's our clean one. Ready for
Yeah.
next go round.
If you had to, you could put it in right away, but I tell people, just let it air dry.
Air dry.
And this here, just to cover, this is a bit of a dust cover, that's all it is. Just don't want any dust getting on, because dust can cause infections and cause irritations.
Right.
Yeah.
And how
We'll have
often would you clean this?
Twice a day. Yeah, do morning, do evening. If you find that you're getting an infection, you're coughing up more green stuff, do it more often. You just don't want to have really too much crusty, really big, thick, crusty stuff, because it's just going to be harder to clean it, like, later on, right?
I mean,
And just taking it out, rinsing it, put it back in.
Before I got in here, I've been coughing up stuff for weeks. Significant amounts of it.
Okay.
It hasn't always been, lately it was pretty clear. But earlier on it was dark and...
Do you guys have use for any of that stuff? Someone's going to check it. No?
Thank you.
And what color usually was it?
Well, it's last few weeks it was pretty clear.
Okay.
But earlier on it was pretty dark and
Okay.
brown and crusty, and my fucking mouth was coated with crap in the morning and everybody.
You're like, yay, wonderful.
Yeah, I had to basically claw it out from the inside of my mouth.
So what'd you think for the first time? Not too bad, eh?
Fun, So that's it. I'm ready to go home now, eh?
Right now? Gosh, no. Probably another couple of days, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't it? What did they
I
say?
just meant as far as you're
Oh, in
concerned.
general. Yeah, I would like to have another one that actually locks in place properly before I'd say yes, I'm happy with that.
Right.
As far as your technique, I have no issues whatsoever. maybe less forearms next time. If it's taking that much force, something's wrong. Either it's not properly in its thread, or like in this case, I think for some reason that cannula is not fitting into your tray properly. Why? Okay, look at it. It's an 8. It's the same company. It should be same. But
Compatible.
I think so.
yeah. So the first quarter inch is fine. It threads in,
Okay.
but it won't be the last quarter inch.
Ah, okay.
So.
So we'll get another one.
I'll try and grab another one. Yeah, and see if it fits better. Because if both of them click in perfectly, then I'm happy. Like, could you go home with this? Yes, you could. I'd prefer something that's
Gonna click in.
That's right. So because you're waiting for that, you're like, okay, waiting for the click, and like I can see your forearms go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm like, okay, something's wrong because it's too much force. And I think it's a trick. It's not you. So it's just that kind of.
Well, I just should have mailed it out earlier instead of kept going with the force.
Well, no, because I noticed you just changing your finger hold on the tray. So I mean, that's what it was. You just didn't have a good finger hold. But yeah, once I saw that elbow come up, I'm like, oh, okay, he's using too much force now.
Right.
Like, it's usually down here, relaxed. Anytime everyone does this, you know, it's just
Too
that
much.
you just know that people are forcing harder, right? Like, ooh, goodness, that's why I was like, well, let me take a look at that. But it's fine. It's just it's not for me. It's not optimal. Okay, so I'll do that. I'll be back probably sometime this afternoon. When? Don't know.
When you can.
About for another change.
Not for change, but yeah, just get rid of that one and hopefully find one that fits more properly.
Okay. So right, if this one's gooey, we'll
This
just
one-
toss it because it doesn't
Exactly
work
right.
anyway.
Exactly right.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi, my love. Darling. Hi. Where'd you go?